Usually my job is to ensure that we maintain our fiscal track. But right now, as Minister of Finance, my only job is to make sure that Canadians can keep food in the fridge, that they can keep a roof over their heads, that they can afford the medicine that they need.
And that support will be extended to businesses. $27 of the $82 billion making up the federal government's emergency aid package will go directly towards Canadian workers and businesses feeling the financial impacts of COVID-19. Here to help us better understand the latest announcements and the toll the pandemic is taking on small and medium businesses, I'm joined by Annie Dormuth. She's Director of Provincial Affairs, Alberta, with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. Annie, first off, what are you hearing from businesses so far?
Oh man, we're hearing so many different types of questions and concerns right now. We actually had to add at least 56 more people to our business resource services just to try to, deal with the amount of influx of calls we were getting from small businesses across the country. We've also opened up our business resource services to all small businesses, so you don't have to be a CFIB member to call CFIB and try to get some help and guidance and navigate through what is can only be described as unprecedented times.
Yeah, certainly. And it's only been a matter of days of this so far. I guess, is there a sense of from some businesses that they're actually starting to have those conversations about having to close up shop permanently?
Actually, the most common question that we're getting through our business resources is the question about doing temporary shutdowns and temporary layoffs right now. So it is quite sad to hear these types of stories of businesses already resorting to layoffs, which is why I think it's imperative to governments to provide direct cash supports to small businesses, both at the federal and provincial level. Some great announcements by Minister Morneau. However, I think some more works to be done to ensure that we keep that connection between the employer and the employee to try to avoid those layoffs.
Are some sectors proving to be more at risk at this time?
Yes, we're definitely seeing more at risk with regards to the services and businesses that you simply can't work from home. So those are the personal, person-to-person interactions such as hospitality, tourism, and the retail sectors. I know particularly with the tourism industry right now, it's started to get a lot of calls with regards to businesses in the areas of Jasper, Banff, and Canmore, where the tourism industry is pretty much shut down right now.
I guess, are you hearing any ways that businesses are getting creative on ways to survive, of ways to still make money, even if they don't have employees actually in the shop?
For sure. I think a lot of businesses, especially in the restaurant industry here, especially in Alberta, they're starting to expand their business offerings to offer that delivery and take-home services. And also we're seeing some ways to just help out with the general crisis altogether. I saw Annex Brewery, I think, starting to make hand sanitizer. So that's the type of innovation we always see from our small businesses, and I believe that they will continue to try to innovate and navigate these uncertain times.
Certainly. Well, you mentioned help from all levels of government earlier. Let's look at what the federal government has announced, some $82 billion to help Canadians. I guess, what is your sense of how far that aid from the federal government will actually go to help businesses here in Alberta?
Of course, we definitely appreciate the actions that have already been taken right now. But with regards to especially that wage subsidy that was announced, that 10% is definitely not high enough to help businesses, small businesses especially, avoid those layoffs. Other European countries, and I believe it was the United Kingdom today, announced that wage subsidy to be 80%. So we would definitely like to see the federal government increase that to around 75 to 80%.
Well, so far we've been talking the federal government, but are we seeing any help from the province?
Yes, just a couple days ago, the provincial government did announce some measures, and I believe they are working to announce further measures in the coming days. Definitely the announcement on corporate tax deferrals is welcome news for small businesses. We did a survey, and I know one of the ways that small businesses wanted to see relief during COVID-19 was through kind of tax deferrals and tax relief. So pushing those corporate tax deferrals back to, I believe, August is welcome news for small businesses.
The help that is coming, I guess, do you believe it will come soon enough to be able to help Alberta businesses?
We definitely need this now, and there are a lot of ways that that governments can step up now, even with regards to the municipal level as well. You know, calling on landlords to maybe have some greater flexibility with regards to lease payments would be welcome news to a lot of small businesses. Of course, end of the month is coming, and lease payments and rent is due. Having that greater flexibility for small businesses would go a long way right now.
Yeah, certainly. Well, so far we've been talking all government levels of help, but I guess is there anything that Albertans can do if they're in a position to help support small and local businesses right now?
For sure. To the small businesses that are still open, keep supporting them, try to take them up on the ones that are offering the takeout and delivery services, or even going to your local small business and buying a gift card. That's cash up front now that can be used down the road.
Yeah, certainly. Everything that we can do to help. Thank you so much for your time today, Annie.
Thank you so much for having me.
That is Annie Dormuth. She is Director of Provincial Affairs, Alberta, with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business.